afternoon, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whichever applies to you. Depending on when you're watching this, if you're watching this vlog. And welcome to Spiritual Life Center and our Wednesday night Spiritual School of Learning. Just a moment to get everything set up. We do apologize for being late tonight. We had some extreme technical difficulties last week. It was extreme. Just trust me. We had a lot going on. And but we are here. We are here and we are about to get started. Just bear with me. All right, guys. Here we are, and we want to say welcome to the Spiritual Life Center. You're live with myself and our Apostle Lisa Graves. Apostle, welcome.
Hey, hi everybody.
All right. All right. So tonight, we want to introduce you to, for those of you that have never experienced our spiritual school of learning, this will be your first experience with us, and we want to welcome you to the Spiritual Life Center. We're located at 1519 Barto Place, Greensboro, North Carolina. We have service every Sunday. We gather live every Sunday at 12. Typically, our spiritual school of learning would take place at 12, but we're going to be making some changes to our services in March. So our spiritual school of learning, we're going to be right here with you guys, and it's even better because you get to interact. And and if it's okay with Apostle, even if you want to come into the studio, I'll drop the link in the comments. Matter of fact, I'll do that right now, and you can do that tonight. Oops. Sorry. I'll drop the link right now there, and you're welcome to come on and be a part of the discussion. So you're certainly welcome to do that. You just click on that link. Oops, I clicked on it by mistake, but you just click on that link right there. That's the link you'll see. Go to bed. All right. So let's get started. But welcome to our spiritual school of learning. This is going to be a great experience. I would say you would equate this to your Wednesday night Bible study or your Sunday morning Sunday school, but it is Spiritual Life Center style and Apostle Lisa Graves style. All right. And I think you're going to like Apostle Lisa Graves style, and which is the Spiritual Life Center style. You'll hear probably some scripture. You might hear some prayer. You might hear some tongues. Ain't no telling what you might hear. Um, One thing I know you're going to hear is you're going to hear a message that you will be able to not just a collection of Bible stories to make you feel good, but you're going to hear some practical steps and principles that you can use in your life today and every day. And without further ado, I am going to yield to Apostle Lisa Graves.
Well, hello everyone. As you heard, um, I am Apostle Lisa Graves, and welcome to my world. And thank you, Bishop Jamel, for that beautiful introduction. Again, this is the Spiritual School of Learning. So excited to be with you. I want to, well, I just share what I want to share today that I think is very important for this time, and that is reserving your energy, reserving your energy. And what do I mean by reserving your energy? And we are around a lot of people every day, all day sometimes. And if you're like me, you could be an empath, you could be a sensitive empath. And pretty much we all can pick up each other's energy. Um, we could pick up energy through the phone, talking to someone. We could pick up energy from looking on Facebook, going through social media, just scrambling, scrubbing, going through different, people's um, pages. You could pick up energy that way too. You can pick up energy and vibrations even from words. Just reading words, you can pick up energy. And your energy also would take that in, and you will gravitate even to their energy. If you've been feeling really tired, really drained and tired, even if you've been a little sicky, sometimes you think it's a cold, you're sniffing. Usually that means you're expelling too much of your energy, too much energy. Especially, definitely, um, especially when it's negative, low vibrations. That's why I'm very careful about what I post on my page and what I allow people to post on my page. I actually told people, do not post anything negative on my page. I do not want to see anything pretty much negative. We are here to encourage one another. We here to share our experiences, and some of it is going to be correlated with some negative energy to bring us to a higher vibration. That's what it's supposed to do. No dehumanizing. I even told them it was one time they were showing, people's body parts, men's chest, women in bathing suits. I said, no, don't do that. Because again, that can just disturb our energy. And you're wondering sometimes, um, when you're taking in so much of other people's energy, you wondering sometimes why you having these thoughts or visions. Okay. And the reason why I want to talk about reserving your energy and keeping it is because um, I've been I've been looking at YouTube, and I've been looking at what's been going on in our world, in the government, with the Epstein files, what's happening in Minnesota, what's even happening with the Peace Walk, you know, and things of that nature, and just what's been happening. And I've been noticing that as I'm watching that, I am actually taking on that energy through the words, through the hearing, through sight. And because we are connected. It doesn't matter how far you are from someone, you can feel their energy. You can feel like, sometimes that person will come up in thought. Usually that's their energy. That's God putting them on your heart. That's their energy. And sometimes it's good that you call and check on them, right? So, and they could be far away. Have you even thought about somebody and they called you or text you? I have. And that's because we are putting out our energy. Just put it out there. And then we're taking, when we're opening our energy up and opening ourselves up, we're taking in these energies, and it can drain us. It can make us feel very hit authoritative, like off balance, sniffing and feeling tired and sick, even pain. Because if you seeing people getting hurt, doing things, fighting, they scuffling, and you actually you can feel their pain. You can feel how they're feeling in that situation. I mean, I think about George Ford when everybody was looking at the video, how everybody you was feeling that you was feeling his pain, And that means your energy was connected to that pain, connected to that person that was in pain. You may see a video where somebody is so excited and so happy, and you can get excited and you feel this level of energy from them that you're again attached to their energy. And so I want to talk about how can we reserve our energy, because you know good and well, and I know good and well, we're going to be on social media. I ain't nothing I can say. You're gonna be on the radio. You're gonna be in people's faces and every around other people, and you're gonna be picking up their energy. No matter. I've come home and literally wonder why I was depressed. I came home and wonder why I'm sad and I'm crying and I ain't got no reason. Sometimes I come home and I'm so excited and bubbly. I'm like, where'd that come from? And ain't nothing really fantastic really happened. Nothing bad happened, but nothing really fabulous and exciting happened that would make me feel joyful in that matter, besides I got home safe. So that's because I picked up so many energies. And that's because I opened myself up and then I was connected to these energies. And so, how do I get my energy back? Because I do have to question. And sometimes, if you're feeling that, you have to question, is this my energy or is it someone else's energy? You really have to question, is this my energy? Am I really depressed? Am I really in pain? Because you could pick up people's pain and come home and say, "Oh, I got a headache," and it don't even be your headache. You could pick up someone else's energy in their headache. So you have to ask, okay, why do I have a headache? Is it my headache, or did I pick it up from someone else? Okay, and of course, all these that I'm talking about can be very low vibrational. And one thing we don't want is a low vibrational energy. Okay. Low vibrational energy can bring negative thoughts, vision, imagination, delusions. And and then you find yourself fussing, arguing, frustrated, mad. You don't even know why, and over assertive because you got all that energy from other people and it's not yours because you have your own energy too. It's kind of like this. I mean, I, I have a problem sometimes just carrying my own, more or less, get taking someone else's and everybody else's energy. And so, how do we reserve our energy? And how, if we put ourselves out there, how do we filter out these other energies and pretty much uh I say separate it, but we need to separate that energy from your energy. Okay, divide that so that you can expel those other energies out, especially the negative ones. And there's times you could go to bed and have traumatic dreams and all kind of crazy dreams, and it's because you picked up other energies and you think that dream is about you and for you, and usually it's just a dream about someone else that you picked up or something that you picked up in the atmosphere. You could walk in a room. Have you ever walked in a room and just the atmosphere felt really condensed, or it felt really loose, or it felt really, heavy, or even light? You could feel that energy of the people walking in the room. And you know why people look at you when you walk in a room, and you know why you look at other people when you walk in a room? Because you're detecting their energy. You're detecting how you're detecting how are they um feeling when they come in. You detect to try to see how they feel, what's about them, what's going on, and they're actually again detecting you in the room. Okay, and so, oh gosh, I can't wait to eat. So he just walked in with some hot dog, and that was some hot dog energy. So hunger energy. Now my stomach growling. So 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 how do we separate and, and detach ourselves from these energies? The first thing is to know. that and beware of consciously aware that it's not your energy. And you got to be consciously aware of what is in the atmosphere that you're in, or that space, or the people that are around you. And once you can identify those energies and come aware conscious of it, then you'll know, because this is what I do before I walk in any space, even from my home. I take a recess. I sit in the car for a while and I just take the recess. And I just sit there and I just think about my own energy. What am Lisa talking about? What is Lisa thinking about? If Lisa is thinking negative or having imagination, negative imaginations, then I have to sit there with myself and I detach how I start to say things like, that's not mine. I'm really happy. And even if I did have a bad day, it was because of the energy. Energy, bad things everything is energy, okay? Everything is energy, and those energy vibrates. It vibrates. And when it vibrates, it shakes, right? You get shaken up. And so, but I sit there with myself and I just say, is that my thought or is that someone else's thought? Well, Lord, if it's someone else's thought or imagination, then, Lord, I ask that I begin to pray and say, I release that energy from them and detach it from me. And I thank you, Lord, for detaching that energy from them, that I can sense that they're in the situation or whatever it may be, and that I would like that, Lord, that you would bring peace and love and calmness into their space wherever they are. And then I say, and then detach me from those same energies. Because believe it or not, if they picked up the energy from somebody, it's kind of like, y'all remember, okay, y'all, the Christian thing is like when you go to bed with a lot of people, you pick up people's spirits. And then you go into bed with that one person who might have went to bed with that one person. So you picking up all them spirits, okay, and you detecting those spirits, and it may not even be them, okay. They could have be sensitive and attached it to them, and then you go around them, you picking up their energy and other people's energy that's been around them. Y'all, it gets deep, okay. And so it's very good that you sit with yourself, and I like to call it grounding myself.
Yes.
Grounding myself. And I ground myself just by just laying my hands on my knees if I'm in the car, and I just breathe and let go. Breathe and let go.
Yes.
And I find myself getting centered. And when I find myself centered, meaning I'm in a neutral state, very neutral, having pretty much no feelings. It's just neutral. And so I go neutral with it. I start to say, oh, thank you, Lord. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I surely appreciate you today and you being with me and walking with me today. And I just thank you. I even
Mm,
thank you for allowing me to pick up other people's energy so I know how to pray.
mm,
And I thank you that as I pick up their energy, that I would know that it's not my own. And it may not be theirs. But we're going to detach from all energy,
mm.
and I detach myself from all the energy that are low vibrational. I want to keep the happy ones though. I like the happy ones because they give me good thoughts. They give me good hope. They raise my vibration. To see someone say that they got healed, and I could feel their energy, and as they vibrate in that energy, and I'm excited for them, that I know now I am healed. I like to attach myself to that and keep that energy. So I thank you for the healing of that person, of those persons they have been around. And I thank you for my own healing, you see. So it's kind of like You're doing some meditation affirmations for yourself, but it's grounding. It's grounding yourself because one thing you don't want to do is go in your home with all those energies, and now you're going to pick up their energy. They're going to pick up your energy, and everybody's going to have an attitude. Somebody gonna have an attitude. Somebody be like, "What's wrong with you?" You know, did you have a good day? What's your day like? Yeah, you see.
May I say something? I just want to
Yes.
say that um, that is an amazing, practical, very practical, and amazing tool you just gave us to, to not attach, to detach from those feelings, those energies that may be ourselves or maybe someone else's energy. And it's almost like what I saw in that, it's almost
Mm.
like you're doing two things. You're being you're being an intercessor
Yes.
for others and at the
Mm.
same time protecting yourself.
Yes.
And I thought that was pretty amazing. That's all.
Thank you for that. I'm glad you observed that because exactly what we're doing. Um, because we are intercessors. That's why God gave us that sensitivity to pick up each other, okay? Because we are intercessors to one to another. And my brother, am I my brother's keeper? Oh well, yes. Well, am I my own keeper? And so you have to realize that you have to be your own keeper as well. We have to protect ourselves, okay? Because again, you do not want to frustrate anyone, blurt out, hurt anyone's feelings. And then the first thing we say is, "Oh, I didn't mean to say that," or I was just having a bad moment, or I don't know why I'm feeling this way, or I just had a bad day. Even from your day, it is good that you just sit with yourself if you had a situation on your job and you just seemed like you just was not doing so well, you didn't get your production wasn't well, release that and just forgive yourself for that and learn from that mistake and say, oh, next time, tomorrow, I'm going to do better. My production is going to be even better, you see. And my coworkers and I are going to work as a team together and it's going to be so great. So you're doing these affirmations to help yourself ground. You start to do imagination. Start imagining yourself with your team and your job. Start imagining if that everybody's going to come with great energy and everybody's going to get good sleep. It's very important that you get some good sleep and drink plenty of water. Plenty of water. Water is a form of transformation. It transforms. Okay. So it's like an alchemy. You can be an alchemist into yourself that water will help you to, flow with the energy, not resisting energy, but flow with the energy so you can let go of those energies. Okay. But also water is a form of
I'm not sure what just happened. We just lost Apostle. She froze. Apostle Lisa, if you can hear me, you froze on us. We lost you. Um, just a second.
Yeah, I got cut off. I'm sorry about that.
You're up there twice. Let me get the other you off. You got a
Oh,
twin up
oh,
there. There's you got a clone. Let me take your
oh
clone
Lord.
off.
Take my cone off. Oh, I see it. Yeah.
All right, you're back.
Okay. So, gosh, what were my thoughts?
We were talking about protecting energy, protecting your energy, and um, That's the that
Learning
is
how to, yeah,
flow.
detaching from the energies and flowing with the energy. And water helped you with that. It helped you flow with the energy so you could release the energy. Okay. The more you try to resist, okay, those thoughts, the more thoughts going to come with that. Okay. So if you start thinking about, oh, a car wreck, because you just saw one, and you attach yourself to that, to that car wreck. You see him, and you like, and the first thing we do, we say, well, I hope the person is all right, or you go, oh my God. So now you got that energy, okay? So then you driving along, and you in another whole another other side of town. Two hours later, that energy come back, that thought come back. You probably start to say, well, I hope those people are doing well. I hope everything's well. Or you start thinking about yourself, you know, and so you start to think about yourself, being an accident. You start trying to rebuke it and do all that, only to find yourself getting more and more and more and more thoughts about that particular situation. Best thing to do is to breathe it in and let it go. And if you had drinking your water, you could say, I let go and I am safe, I am secure, I am protected in every area of my life. And I feel good. I feel really, really good. And now that I know that I'm protected, I know I'm safe and secure, I can go with my day without fear. Why? Because love conquers fear, and I have so much love for myself and for other people around the world. So much love that is overtaken me. And so, therefore, fear cannot strive where love is, right? So, so good to love yourself. It's so good to live in the unconditional love state of mind. So just make sure you're definitely drinking water throughout the day. Drink your water first thing in the morning before you eat or do anything. You know what I'm saying? And before you go to bed. And make sure you definitely get good rest. Get some good sleep. Don't be like me, be a night owl, and then you a morning. I'm like a night owl, but then I'm like an early bird. Don't make sense to me, but it's the way it is. And if I don't get enough sleep, then the oxygen is just forming up in that brain there and frontal lobe and all of that. And it's going to be tough to fight off some of um, these thoughts. It's going to be hard because you're going to be so tired till you just like you'll give in to the thoughts. You give in to those feelings that come with those thoughts. Next thing you know, not only you come in the thoughts, you're feeling it, now you're speaking to other people within that feeling of those thoughts. So, and then, then you got somebody who's trying to be positive, trying to make you feel positive. And the first thing you say is, I'm just so tired. I'm just tired. I know, I'm just tired. Okay. That's a sign that sleep helps you detach as well. It helps you to reset your body, your cells. It regenerates, it brings new cells, new ideas, new revelation, new, right as you're sleeping. So when you get up, you feel new. Okay. So again, grounding yourself, getting and sitting in a place where you can relax,
Okay, looks like we lost her again. We're gonna wait for her to come back. Apostle, we lost you again. I suppose she will be back. But she was talking about grounding. and how important that is. And as you saw, I had on the screen while we're waiting for her to come back, protect and preserve your energy. And then I'll read this little statement here too. Oh, I think she's back. Hopefully she remembers where she was. I see her back. And this image says, protect your energy like it's one of your most valuable possessions.
Yes. Mm,
Peace of mind is so important. All right, I'm going to let Apostle pick back up where she was.
yes. And that's true. And that's why you have to get a good night's sleep. Okay, you all. Even when you find yourself even getting frustrated during the day and you find yourself tired, it's because you are picking up too much energy. Sometimes it's good to do, I call a power nap. So if you like me, a night owl but an early bird, and you don't get enough sleep, and I start finding myself getting sleepy around about 2, 3 o'clock, around about that time. I have to literally just pull my car over and just sit for a while, ground myself, and visualize, do some affirmations, and just take a quick power nap. And I mean, I fall asleep real deep until somebody finally, God gonna have somebody to wake me up. Because if I know if nobody calls me, I probably won't get up. So either my lift goes off or someone end up calling me, and right as I'm going in, and I feel myself going into that deep sleep, it's like boom. But when I wake up, I feel so much energy for myself. It's like I just let go. And sometimes you may have to just go to your car and just let it go, especially if you're on a job and you work. And sometimes it's just good during your time of on your lunch. Lay that head down and get some rest for about, set that alarm, so you won't go over your break. But just set your alarm for maybe 2, 3 minutes. You'd be surprised with 2 or 3 minutes. I can fall asleep real quick when I'm tired. 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'm like, I get like 2 or 3 minutes more. If that's just 2 or 3 minutes of sleep, and I'm woken up like, oh my God, you see. And so, but sleep does help you preserve your own energy, and it helps you to let go and release those other energies that throughout the day. Even after you've done it in your car and you come to the house, now you're picking up the energy in your home because they may not have released the energies they've been around. So now you're picking up their energy again. You're picking up everybody else's energy they've been around, and before you know it,
Pick
you're
me,
back in
pick
the
me.
same state. Go ahead, Bishop.
I got a question for you that I want
Yes,
you to help somebody. Maybe me, maybe yourself, maybe somebody that's
yes,
watching. With what you just said, you talked about how you come in the house and um, let's look at, let's say, a mother or father, but typically, mothers deal with the kids, just, I mean, just
yeah,
honestly, more than the
yeah,
fathers are typically known to be the providers or out working or whatever.
yes,
So let's say mother, well, in today's society, mother works too. But let's say mother's got three children, teenagers that um, over here, just uh, they're annoying. They're okay. We don't like to talk about it. But let's say you got these three children over here, and they're talking back, or they got a lot of noise going on. They're arguing among themselves. Let's say her husband is nagging all the time, because y'all
yes.
do know men are the greatest naggers. Just to be honest, y'all know men are the greatest naggers, and I'm gonna be honest about that. So this husband is nagging and complaining about everything. Now she can't remove herself from this because it's her family. She's got expectations, responsibilities, whatever. What would you say to that mother, or if it was a father, whatever the case is, that has to come home to their place of peace, their place of refuge, and have to face this? How do they, like on the screen, protect and preserve their energy? What would you say to them?
Ooh. So first of all, like I said, before you came in, you were already suited up. Okay. So this is what I say when I had, 3 children, my ex-husband and I. They say a family that prays together stays together. Well, let's take that same analogy. If everybody is doing that, if you're grounded, you could say, I tell y'all what, let's just all come together in the room. That's what I did with my let's just all come together in the room and let's just hold hands and just tell me something good. Tell me something good about yourself, about one another, about your day. Just tell me something good. What happened at school, at work, something funny, sad, what? Just tell me. Somebody might have failed and you thought it was funny, and you made sure they was all right though. But that was so funny. Tell me something. And then what happens is you're going to begin to teach them, and they'll begin to teach themselves to think positive, to think of something when they know you know, especially if two teenagers are fussing. My children, oh my goodness, they do a lot of fussing, but they got on ebony nerves. Okay,
I
the
think
two
that's a great
younger,
idea. It's a
yeah,
great idea.
and
Now,
and so
what if, oh, no, go ahead.
so there's time that she'll just be like, oh, okay. She go to her room and she just sits there, and then she comes out. She's just giggling and laughing. So because so we used to pray together, and then we used to just talk, and families don't eat at the table no more. But that's what we did. You see, we ate at the table together, and we talked and we shared and things of that nature. And then we had
Okay.
I say our midday, one day study of the Word of God or whatever. And we just talked about stuff. But you can even do that, like I said, someone had whoever's the grounded one, and if it's you, then you could grab it by the bullhorn. You could pretty much like, you know what, sonny, honey, you just seem like you had a bad day. I'll tell you what, let me run you. Won't you go just take a bath or go in the room and just enjoy. Don't worry about nothing. I'm gonna fix you some dinner. This is what I did. I'm gonna fix you some dinner. Now, if he came in and I'm home and he came in with that energy, and I ain't been around nobody but me and the Lord, as you say, but they come in with that energy, then I make sure I have something like a nice snack, or I would make sure I have his dinner, his favorite one little meal dinner, their favorite little whatever, so that when they come in, then that kind of food satisfy everybody, makes everybody calm down. Like, food to the stomach, bring peace. But so the person who's sound minded because they became grounded will be the one, because if you start hollering and screaming, shut up! Ah! You ain't do nothing now but interrupt your own energy and join in on the crowd. And then your whole house, the dog, the cat, the fish running around, jumping out of the water, dog barking, everybody crazy. And you just sit there sometime. Before I got there, trust me, it was like, oh my God, oh, this is crazy. And I really, because I would say stuff, blurting out because they come on, and so it took me a while to figure it out. But I would have to sit there and I would end up crying because of the energy be so deep, the noise. And I'm just like. And so, but then the Lord, as I begin to just sit with myself and meditate and pray, this is what I do, my Christian, my Christian thing, my Christian ritual, with the intercede, pray, and this and that. Now I'm gonna tell you something. Let's talk about intercessory. Those of you who do intercede, when you are picking up other people's energy in intercessoring, you might not be around nobody, but if you interceding, you're picking up the world. You're picking up, that's what you're praying for, right? So again, when you're doing that, be very, very protective. Cover yourself, protect yourself, and say this would not attach itself to me. Okay. Um, Those of us that be talking about, and I rebuke the devil this, and the devil that, and the devil that, you have attached yourself to that energy. Be careful. I remember I was in prayer and I was the devil, 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 devil. And the Lord told me to be quiet for a minute. And I'm like, excuse me, I'm praying here. He said, but when you gonna start praying to me? It look like you praying to him more than you praying to me. I, it's my turn, right? You concentrate so much on him that you giving him all look like he got the power more than me. Me and you, what we weak. He said that to me. He said, me and you weak or something. He got more power than me and you together. I said, oh Lord, wait a minute. I turned that prayer around. I started saying, God, I thank you. Praise the Lord, you know. And I started thanking God for everybody's release and healing. And I started praying for, I just started praying good stuff. And so when you're interceding, don't pray. I thank God for her healing. I thank God for whoever God, I thank you for the world healing. I thank you for the love and the peace and the calmness. I thank you for for everybody being delivered out of their situation. You know what I'm saying? I thank you that we are no longer attached to these negative energies and objects, person, place, and things. Everybody is at peace. Okay. And so, again, when you're talking that way, you're definitely harnessing good energy. And so, but it took me a while to get it, y'all. Because, like I said, I had no idea how to handle these people when they came in that door. You see, I actually told my children before y'all come in this house, and I told my ex-husband, and I even tell my lovely friend Thomas, I said, listen, before you come in this house or get around me, or I get around you, let's just take a moment and breathe. Take a moment and sit with yourself and breathe and detach yourself from these energies so that you and I, when we come together, we could just kiss and love on each other. Now, if we didn't get time and we rushed and that didn't happen, we didn't get to do that, the first thing we do is kiss. Y'all know that's a love language. Kiss. Kiss your children. Kiss. Mwah. Hug. Mwah. You see. And you'll be surprised how that again we detach you from those negative energies. I know we could be mad at each other and upset with each other, but you all, we are alchemists. We can override. I call it mind over matter. So we can override the matter just with having unconditional love and compassion and kindness. When you have that for yourself, then even though they in a disarray, you might be in that disarray, but you, the strong man, can take hold of the weak man, as you want to say at that moment, and make them strong and build them up. Just sometimes with a kiss. Mwah. I mean, your child just ever been just in a bad day, and and you just say, "Come and give me a hug and a kiss," and they just get the smiling and the laughing. That is because, am I on? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, and that is because they're feeling the good energy that you brought home or that they enter into. So protect your energy. That's what all I want to say about protecting your energy. I hope you gave you enough practical things that you can do to help yourself. Again, sir, ma'am, children, even children. If your mommy and daddy they at it, mommy and daddy if they at it, you know, my children used to come and knock on the door on my door and say, "Hey, uh, we hungry." They stopped me in my trap. I'm like, "Oh, we gotta go get them something to eat." But children, you can go in your room and just say whatever they're having a disagreement, let them come in agreement. Because a lot of times, most parents they're arguing because of some type of disagreement or some type of observation. Someone doesn't agree with what someone saw or said or done, and most times, it can be that. Sometimes it's money issues, trying to figure it out. Again, observation, perspective, and sometimes they can clash with that. Doesn't mean anything has to do with you. It has to do with the moment of what state is going on in there. So you just go and you just say, it's as long as they're not hitting and hurting each other, okay, you know, just just tell them to, you intercede for them, okay, teenagers and those children who understand, okay, and but parents, make sure that in front of your children have a nervous system. They have a nervous system. Yes, they do. Nervous system. If you're arguing and fussing and blah, blah, blah all the time in your home, how are they going to go to school and feel calm and peace and catch everything they need to learn? They go to school nervous. They're nervous. They don't even know they're nervous, but their nervous system know they're nervous. And they go to school and they even attract people, attract trauma. They attract toxic friends. They attract toxic situation because the nervous system is picking it up from what is going on between the adults in the house. Okay, I like to say the adults. So let's be careful, adults, even around our children, how we commune with our partners or whatever, even our friends. Let's because they do have a nervous system, and if their nervous system, they go to bed nervous. They go to bed thinking about what you said and thought. They probably scared that somebody going to hit somebody. They don't know what's going to happen. That's nervousness. Then they go to school and they can't think. The oxygen is all watered up in the brain and the blood somewhere else ain't in the brain, and they can't consciously think. And they make wrong choices. They're just making wrong choices. Then you ask them, why did you do that? Why are you doing that at school? Well, they don't want to say, well, because y'all was fussing and that made me nervous, or well, because of what have you. I mean, they can't really put the blame there because they're children. So just be careful how you commune with one another, with adults, even outside your home, around your children. Okay. I was thinking about that today with my grandbabies. I was thinking that last night upon me just observing my day. And I said, I need to be more a little careful about how I conversate on the phone or conversate in front of my grandchildren, even my grown children. You see, because they still attach biblically to us, even as they're adults, and their nervous system can be very, very get kind of muddy. So just want to make sure that I hope I gave you some practical things that you could do, and hopefully some things that you can be conscious, aware, and observe in your day. Thank you,
Absolutely.
spiritual walker.
Absolutely. Beautiful, beautiful. But I feel like we're at the church and I want to tell everybody, let's give a
I
clap for
know.
hand. But I will. Good. And you can yourself.
Yes.
Thank you so much for that powerful message tonight. At our first,
Yes.
not our first, but our first online spiritual school of learning. And I think it was absolutely most
Yes.
excellent. I learned a lot, and I'm sure all of you as well learned a lot. And
Meditate, meditate, meditate.
meditate, meditate,
I
meditate.
come on every night, Monday through Friday. I come on, normally on TikTok, but I'm trying to get it where I can set up where I'm here and go live on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can watch me from any of those special apps. But you definitely can catch me on TikTok at 9 o'clock. Of course, I'm not on there tonight because we're doing this, but Monday through mostly Monday. If we had got started early, we would have been off, but we had some
Right.
technical difficulties. But Monday, and I do some meditations and I do some prophetic reading, collective energy reading, and we just go and we have fun. And we just feel so good when we get off. So you can always come on and get your meditation from that way, or just go to the videos and just look at the
Absolutely.
videos.
Okay. All right. Again, thank you so much. So we want to, uh, especially we've been out for about 2 weeks. Well, we've been out for 2 weeks from the center, from the church.
Yeah.
We definitely need your help, especially those of you that are a part of our family. We
Yes.
really want you to make sure that you do your part, even though you're not there. But any of you out there, if it feels impressed upon your heart to be a blessing, it will be very helpful. We've got a lot of bills that are unpaid that need to
Yeah.
be. That's just being open, honest, and transparent. So there's rent, there's lights, there's utilities, other utilities, gas. Uh, I don't even want to see the gas bill because we've had all this cold weather, but and snow and everything. Um, so we could definitely use your help. The link to give is, oh, I always forget about Cash App, but anyway, there's a link there in the comments that's pinned to the comments that you can click on to give a gift of any size. And trust me, when I tell you no size gift is too small, none at all. There is no gift that is too small. Um, whether it's $5, um, whether it's $5, $10, or $100. No get $1. It's $1 plus another dollar adds it makes $2. So we are asking you. We don't come to you with any gimmicks or anything like that. We come to you with transparency, letting you know what our needs are. We've got
Yeah.
bills that are behind, and especially with having to close service for 2 weeks. And a lot of you already know, a lot of people, when they don't go to church, they don't give.
They sure
They don't give
don't.
if they're there in person. We can ask them, hey, go online and give, but a lot of people just don't do that. So, but oh, thank you, Apostle. Was that Thomas? No, that's Apostle. There's the Cash App as well. Unconditional Love 111. You could also go to Cash App. So there's two ways to give. Cash App is on the screen. The other link to give via Square, where you can give online, just by hitting that link that's pinned in the comments. That'll take you to our Square account and allow you to give. You just type in your information. All right, y'all. Thank you so much. We'll be back here on next Wednesday and we're gonna. And I know it's kind of late. We had a lot of technical difficulty. We're gonna we'll work on that and figure all that out. So next Wednesday we plan to be on here at 7:30. That is our plan. Okay. All right. I was a little late getting home. Oh, sorry. My bad. I was a little late getting home. So we're gonna see if 7:30 continues to work. We might have to make it 8, but
Yeah.
but I don't want it to run into Apostles meditation time either. So if we do, we're gonna try 7. If we have to move it to 8, and we're gonna try to be off by 8:45 so we can get to
Yeah.
meditation. Because there's probably people over there right now that's expecting her. So we're gonna end this and let her get over to TikTok. Maybe I don't know if she will be doing that tonight or not. But it's about 9 minutes after 9. So,
Yeah, I used
but
to get on there. They be waiting to come on in whenever I get on
okay. So yeah, so you
there.
can join Apostle over on TikTok pretty soon. All right, guys.
Spiritual
Have a good.
walkers.
All right,
Spiritual
guys.
walkers.
Okay. Thank you. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thank you so much for being here. And I think she was telling you that that might be a little important because you might go in there looking for Apostle Lisa Grave. I think she's telling you that it's under spiritual walkers. I'm guessing, right?
Yes.
It's not
Yes.
under Apostle Lisa Grave on
No.
TikTok. Okay, so TikTok, you need to look for spiritual walkers and make sure you look for that. All right, everybody have a great night. We love you. And join us on Sunday at 12. We're still going to meet at 12 Sunday or 12:30. Uh-oh. Okay, I think she froze on us again. But as far as I know, meet us at 12:30 at the Spiritual Life Center. And that is, I was trying to find, here we go. Spiritual Life Center, 1519 Barto Place. I see that banner is a little outdated. It says 12:30, but 12 o'clock noon. Spiritual Life Center, 1519 Bartow Place in Greensboro. Also, um, starting in March, on the first Sunday in March, we will be moving our service time to 2:30 p.m. So a lot of you guys that attend other ministries and you want to fellowship with us, that gives you that opportunity. A lot of y'all that just want to sleep all day long, okay? That gives you an opportunity as well to drive on up to Barto Place, 1519 Bartow Place. And that's going to be every Sunday at 2:30 p.m. starting on the first Sunday in March. And we're excited about our new service times as well. All right, guys, we love y'all a bunch. Have a great, great, great night. Love you so much. Have an awesome, awesome night. I love you. Go out and love someone else. Go show God the world. For God is love. Guess what? So are you at your greatest core.